you're a small business owner and you've got 5 employees, you know who's not working, and you
Mm-hmm.
know you can't sustain that for long. And so you can either build them up, take whatever time is necessary, take whatever opportunity cost comes with it, with the expectation of greater returns down the line, or you can find better people.
I get so irritated, and that whole thing just proved to me like the risk that people have by only having by being tethered to a company. There's just one who actually doesn't give a shit about them in any way, shape, or form. I don't care what company you think you're from. They don't care because when it came down to it, they're going to cut the human capital first. It's the first thing that gets cut.
In a big enough organization, yeah. But there's the 80/20 principle, right?
Mm.
Like the vast majority of song sales on whatever music purchasing platform you want to, like 20% of the artists. Actually, it's probably fewer, much fewer than
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Eminem, Taylor Swift, Drake, whoever, right? If you are the 0.1%, you account for 50, 60% of all of the purchases that occur
Mm-hmm.
on those platforms. When you're in these massive organizations where work is going to get done literally whether or not your bottom performers are an active hindrance,
Mm-hmm.
like an effective organization probably should look at the bottom 10% and cut them off.
Well, that's a theory, right? That was what's his name did that. What
I never heard it before. I
is it
can't remember the
G? There's GE, the GE guy.
name. That sounds right.
Will come to me. Yeah, that was system, right? Promote the top 10, fire the bottom 10, right? Um,
I can understand why that would
yeah.
create discomfort, stress. But you also know, if you are the kind of person who is confident in your abilities and you are a high performer and you know that you have a path forward in that system. You know that
Mm-hmm.
you have a route to the top in that organization, and you are not going to have to be held accountable for people who are not able, are not willing, or are not competent enough to do their job. Like you see this in blue collar work all the time, like construction sites.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you like look at a group of guys working on building, something, and half of them are just standing around? Like you see it on
Mm-hmm.
the guys that pave roads, and like
Yeah.
there's one guy sitting on the steamroller, and there's like 7 guys just watching. Like maybe they're just waiting for the time that it takes, the time for them to actually like jump into action. But like
Mm-hmm.
you see it a lot. You can see it with your own eyes. You can see people whose productivity is not being directed towards improving this process or speeding the process up or cutting down the amount of waste. And so it, in a sense, it makes sense in an organization, but I feel like in a small enough organization, you probably don't have that as much. Like if you're a small business owner and you've got 5 employees, you know who's not working, and you
Mm-hmm.
know you can't sustain that for long. And so you can either build them up, take whatever time is necessary, take whatever opportunity cost comes with it, with the expectation of greater returns down the line, or you can find better people. And I think that's one of the things that Alex Hormozy has talked about in the acquisition.com
Mm-hmm.
business that he started in like 2020, 2021, where he's like, I had to have a lot of money to start this business because I hired the best people
Hmm.
right up front who could do things better than I could do them. And I will never hire from like indeed.com or
Hmm.
recruiter.com, monster.com again, because that takes time to build these people up and that costs money. And
Hmm.
that is itself an opportunity cost because when you could have been making money, you are instead spending money.
Hmm.
So spend a lot more money up front to compound your gains immediately. Because if you're looking at buying $1 to $10 million companies to become a minority stakeholder in those companies, like you need people who can analyze deals very well. You need people who know human resource management and are very effective at it. And and you don't have time to like mess around with low performers or
Hmm.
people who kind of just are gonna take several months to find their feet and